Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual cost for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 66-year-old male. Now, the first thing you need to understand is you can go to pretty much any page on our website at funeralfunds.com. We've got these quoters here. Just click on the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. And select the coverage amount, put your birthday, other information here, click get quotes now, and it will take you to a page. It's going to show you the best insurance companies with the lowest prices in your state, and you can be an exceptionally well-educated consumer. And you can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456, and we can run those numbers for you if you are not very technology savvy. Now, the first thing you need to understand as a 66-year-old male is, you need to understand how much is an appropriate amount of insurance. Is $25,000 too much or not enough? Now, if you're going to be cremated, the average cost of a cremation in the United States right now is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, that's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of ceremony, like a remembrance of life or celebration of life ceremony, that's probably going to bring it up to around $3,500 to $4,500 with the cremation included. So obviously $25,000 is going to be more than enough. So if you have a $25,000, you stop watching this video. You've already got enough insurance. But if you're looking at insurance, then we typically would not recommend $25,000 if you're looking at a cremation, unless it just fits within your budget and you just want to have that much insurance. It's just that most of the people we work with are on a fixed or limited income. And we typically recommend just getting just really as much as insurance you need, but no more. So for a cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically recommend between $5,000 to $7,000. And if you're going to have that ceremony and the cremation, probably $7,000 to $10,000. At age 66, that should inflation-proof you just fine for the future. And just keep in mind that if you do want to add more coverage in the future, it's easy to add on to a policy. We can certainly help you out with that. But we wouldn't recommend really like getting $25,000. Most of the time when people are doing that, they want to leave money behind for the kids, at which point we say, get really just what you need. Instead of getting more insurance, save that money, and you spend that money on your kids while you're alive. And they'll have the memories for the rest of their lifetime, and you'll have those memories the rest of your lifetime as well, too. Seems like a better way to do it. Now, if you're going to be buried, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walked into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, I'm pretty confident they would accept that check and get things done, at least in most parts of the country. It's hard to imagine they would turn that away and let that walk down to the road to their competition. But just understand, it's going to be a very simple, a very meager ceremony. And it's not, certainly not going to be fancy. So a lot of times for a 66-year-old male, we would help somebody out and probably get them anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000. Sometimes $25,000 if you've got the financial means, but you are better off getting a smaller policy with first day coverage in place right away, rather than a bigger policy that you never actually buy. And again, you can always add more coverage later. Now, one thing we always do recommend is first day coverage or benefits. That's the only thing we help people with here at Funeral Funds of America. And what that means is that if you get your insurance policy today and you die tomorrow, the insurance company will pay that claim. It's the best coverage out there. It's going to have the lowest pricing. We don't recommend 2-year waiting periods. I'll get to that in a moment. But a lot of times people would say, I really like the first day coverage, but it asks health questions, and I'm not in the greatest of health. And what we say to them is, we say, hey, that's our problem, not yours. That's why we work with enough different insurance companies. They've all got different underwriting requirements. And we can typically get first day coverage or benefits 90-95% of the time. Now, really, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage or benefits is if you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you were on dialysis, or you were in a hospital or a nursing home. If that were the case with one of those, we would typically refer you to a different insurance company. The other thing that'll happen, seems like once a week, we'll get a call from somebody and they'll say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They don't have insurance. We don't have any money. The body's down at the funeral home. The funeral director won't do anything till he gets a check. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get the funeral home director a check and get this person buried. To which point we have to say, there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on somebody who's already died, somebody who's dead. That is not the way this insurance works. You have to be alive, and you need to get this insurance actually before you need it, before you die. And, unfortunately, it's a terrible thing to do, to leave this type of a bill for your family. Number one, they're going to be traumatized by your death, but they're also going to be traumatized emotionally because you didn't care enough to have something in place to take care of them. And that's a terrible, terrible legacy, a terrible memory to leave behind. So don't be that person. Just get this insurance while you can. If you can't afford a lot, get what you can afford, and that will certainly help your family. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we don't recommend 2-year waiting period plans. And Colonial Penns, I think they're fairly well known. Their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period. You probably didn't know that, but there's other companies out there too that are 2-year waiting period plans. That'd be like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha plan, and Gerber, AIG. There's also a bunch of other insurance companies out there that, they only sell 2-year waiting period policies. And some of these companies have done a pretty good job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you can qualify for is a 2-year waiting period. And nothing could be further from the truth, because we help people with first aid coverage all day long. So when people say, hey, the only thing I qualify for is a 2-year waiting period, we just go, let us help you out. So give us a try. I'm sure you'll be impressed. Now, a lot of 66-year-old males, that when they see that TV commercial for Colonial Penn, they probably look at that $9.95 and go, oh my gosh, I can probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for $9.95. And then they talk with somebody from Colonial Penn, or they check them out on Colonial Penn's website like we are, male age 66, for $9.95. You only get $846 for one unit. Now, that is not even enough for a cremation. I don't think that's probably enough in any place in the United States, perhaps. And even if it were, it wouldn't matter, because it's got a 2-year waiting period, and it won't pay out for 2 years for any health or medical related cause of death. Oh, it gets worse. And in 2 years, that $846 is going to be worth less because of inflation. So why would you get a plan that kind of does nothing that you really need it to do? So the challenge with Colonial Penn is they only go up to 15 units of coverage. So that would be, in this case, $12,690. You can't even get $25,000. So it's really half the amount that, half of 25,000 would be 12,500. So let's do this. Let's go see what pricing would be on $25,000 worth of coverage with a first aid coverage company. So $25,000, male, age 66. And we're going to hit the get quote. Again, this is right around $12,500 for $150. So look at this. You can get, I'm going to show you this because you may not believe me, $25,000 for $137, or you can get $12,690 for $150. The Colonial Penn plan is more than 200% more expensive, and it's got a 2-year waiting period, and they will give you the privilege and honor of overpaying on this policy for the rest of your life, and you will significantly overpay. So, yeah, just it's silly. This is roughly $12 more a month. That's $144 a year. That's $1,440 after 10 years. That's like $2,880 after 20 years. But this is $20,000 or $25,000 versus $12,690. So yeah, just be well educated out there, and be a smart consumer. And if you're not a smart consumer, just give us a call. Let us help you become a smart consumer. So let's look at another company here. You'll be able to see all these companies and all the pricing here. like Lumico, they're 150 versus 137. So again, that's about that 12 times 12 is 144. 10 years, they're $1,440, roughly more expensive. Why would you overpay? Let's find another company here. Oh, Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess. They're certainly more expensive. First day coverage. Reason they're more expensive is they've got a program where when you pass away, they'll call 2 or 3 different funeral homes, maybe do a couple other things too. But they charge a premium for that. It's much more expensive. That's $178, roughly $180 versus 137. So let's just say that's around $40 more expensive. That's $480 a year more. If you live another 10 years, that's $4,800 more, roughly. So you got to ask yourself, after 10 years, if you pass away, is it worth paying an insurance company almost $5,000 to make 2 or 3 phone calls and maybe do a couple other things? Most people would say that is pretty excessive. So what we've done at Funeral Funds is we've created a funeral and estate planning guide, and we provide that free of charge. And you just fill it out in advance, who gets what goes where, and what kind of arrangements you want, burial, cremation. You just get everything detailed out and keep it with your insurance policy. And that way, when you pass away, your family just goes to one area, and they're going to be protected financially with the insurance policy, but also protected emotionally with the plan that you put in place for them. And all they need to do is just execute your wishes. And that way they don't have to guess on anything. And what a loving gift to leave behind when you tell everybody what to do. And they're going to know that as they do that, that's exactly how you wanted it done. And that is just so much stress and pressure off a family. It is really like the ultimate gift of love. So you can go to our website and again, fill out the quoter on just about any page. We've got a special page for our YouTube listeners, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can just enter your info there, get all the discounts and best pricing. You can call us at 888-862-9456 if you want us to run the pricing or need any other help. So if you have an existing policy and you just want to price shop it or add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for some brand new insurance, we can help you out with that. If you just have questions or concerns or want a little bit more information, just reach out to us there. We can help you out with that too. We look forward to the day we actually get to meet you and help you. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.